All right, guys, here is our classroom. You're all safe in the comfort of your own home, and here I am exposing myself to coronavirus. No, because none of you are here, right? Anyway, I wanted to show you what our setup's going to be for the next couple days. I just got out of a meeting with the math division. We're going to be ordering some equipment to help me record lectures and stuff like that. Well, to help all of us record lectures and stuff like that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to have to make do with what we've got. So let me explain my little rig here. Uh, so this is an old music stand that my dad painted yellow. Not sure why. I guess because he could. And I'm also not sure how I ended up with it, but it's been in my garage for a long time. And I'm going to use it now. I'm finally going to get some use out of it. Uh, so on top of this music stand here, I have a binder, an old binder that I've cut a hole out of, so that I can put my camera in there, so that hopefully you can see me while I lecture and stuff. So here we go. See that? Okay, so you can see the screen, hopefully, and I'm gonna go take my place over there now. I just wanted to talk kind of briefly about the coronavirus because I happened upon an interesting article by the Washington Post, and I'm going to link to the article so that you can read it. So when I post this video, I'll provide a link in Canvas as well so you can read through the article and kind of run the simulations. But it was kind of a cool thing. So this is not so cool. So right now, cases of coronavirus are doubling every few days. If that continues to happen, then by May there would be 100 million cases in the U.S., which is a lot, right? Now the thing about coronavirus is that it's really not that serious for most people who are healthy and young and all of that stuff. But if you're older and if you already have some kind of underlying illness, then you're more prone to, it's more prone to be a serious thing for you. And so let's say that only 1% of the population dies as a result of getting coronavirus. But if 100 million people are infected, then that's still a million people who are going to die from this thing. So that's kind of scary, right? Anyway, so I think the reason that we're doing all this kind of social distancing thing is more to protect other people than to protect ourselves, if that makes sense. Anyway, I know that I've kind of, so personally I've kind of not taken it very seriously, but I guess that I should repent of that, right? Because it is kind of a serious thing. What we're trying to do, so what this article in the Washington Post does is it takes you through a few simulations, right? And shows you kind of how many people are going to be infected based on various scenarios. So the first scenario is a free-for-all, right? So it's like if we don't do anything, then you can see like a bunch of people are going to get infected, and then eventually they'll recover, and the number of infections will taper off. So it peaks really high, right, and really fast. If we try to quarantine people who we know already have the disease, then the peak levels off a little bit. If we do some moderate social distancing, like what we're trying to do now, then it levels out even more. And if we get really extreme, then it will really level off a lot. I mean, the thing is, we're all probably going to be exposed to coronavirus at some point, and for most of us, it's not going to be a big deal. What would make it a big deal is if people who need to be hospitalized for it don't have a space in the hospital, right? And that's why we need to try to flatten out the curve as much as possible. But what I want to point out, as far as statistics is concerned, is that these are bell-shaped distributions, right? So for those in my trade class, because I'm going to be posting the same video to all my classes, so for those in my trade class, you don't really care. But for my statistics students, we've been talking about the normal distribution, and look at that bell shape, right? And even this is sort of like a normal distribution, and these are too, it's just that they get cut off. Maybe not this one so much. Anyway, so they're all bell-shaped distributions, but this one has a much smaller standard deviation than this one, right? So in this case, we're trying to make the standard deviation large so that we spread out the time that it'll take for everyone to get exposed to the virus, so that, you know, we're not flooding our hospitals, so that people who need the treatment in the hospitals can get it when they need it. So anyway, so that's that, and I just thought it was kind of interesting. Again, in the article, you'll actually be able to look at simulation, like you'll actually be able to look at the simulations themselves and like run your own simulations, which are kind of interesting. So so again, I'll link to that in Canvas when I post this video. So I have some notes here because I have some things that I wanted to say. The moral of the story is that we do need to try to practice social distancing as much as possible, and so consequently, and contrary to what I wrote on Friday evening or whenever I posted that announcement on Canvas, I'm actually gonna ask you guys, or encourage you not to physically come into class. In fact, I'm not 100% sure when I'm going to be recording these lectures, so it may not do you any good to try to come to class, because I might not be recording lecture during your normally scheduled class time, if that makes sense. So so don't physically come to class until further notice. Starting on Wednesday, I'm going to be posting video lectures on Canvas for you to watch at home instead of coming to class. These lectures will still, if you're in my stats classes, these lectures are still going to follow those course notes that I posted on Canvas at the beginning of the semester. If you're in my trig class, I think I'm going to create course notes and post them on Canvas, so that I'll be able to do all the work here on the dot cam, and you'll be able to see it on the TV screen. We'll still have weekly quizzes that I'm going to send to you through Canvas, and then you'll upload them to Canvas to turn them in to me, the same way that that you have done for the assignment that I gave you earlier today on Canvas, right? We're gonna have to, let me say this too, if you don't have internet access at home, then you can still come to campus. Campus is still open. They have computer labs all over campus, and they've set them up so that students are spaced 6 feet apart. This is the CDC's recommendation, and so that's how they have things set up here. So you can still come in to campus to use the internet here if you need to use a computer here if you need to. But the things that I'm going to ask you to do really don't require you to have anything except a cell phone. I think, so as long as you have a smartphone and internet access, you should be set to go from home and just do work from home. If you don't have those things, again, you can still come to campus and use a computer lab on campus, and they're going to try to keep things disinfected, and they're going to try to keep people 6 feet apart and all of that stuff. We will have to adjust our schedule a little bit, so I'll be posting updated syllabi on Canvas for all of my classes, so that, because it's going to take me a couple days to transition to online, okay? So we're going to have to adjust the schedule to accommodate for that. I wanted to apologize to you, because I know that you didn't sign up for an online class, and yet you're going to end up kind of in an online class. I apologize for that, especially to those of you who have reached out to me and expressed your concern over going to an online format. I will say that they have postponed the drop deadline, so you can drop classes. I think you have an extra week. I'm a little fuzzy on the details there, but look out for an email from the admissions office, admissions and records, and they should have more information about that. If you feel like you just can't do an online class, then potentially you can still drop the class this semester. That said, give it a shot. I would encourage you to give it a shot. Stick with it, because there are some benefits to doing video lectures. I mean, you can pause, you can rewind, you can re-watch the video from beginning to end if you want to, and you can watch these lectures anytime, right? So whereas, so you don't have to be in class at a particular time of day. Now you can kind of do this at any point in time. So there are some, I think, some benefits to moving online. If you have questions about the material as we're going through it, you can leave comments in Canvas where I'm going to post the videos. You can leave a comment there. And I won't be able to respond to it in real time, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. I'm going to try to be good about that. So anyway, and respond promptly. So my advice would be hang in there. Don't quit yet. I think you'll be okay. One thing that I wanted to remind you of, if you're in one of my stats classes with support, don't forget that you still need to complete the Learning How to Learn course, right? So you've got, I think, 3 more weeks to finish the or 4 more weeks to finish the Learning How to Learn course. So, and this will be easier for you now because you won't have to bring headphones to class, right? And disrupt everyone around you if you don't bring headphones. You can just watch those videos at home. So do the Learning How to Learn course. And again, just by way of encouragement, I mean, none of us can really help what's going on. Obviously, this isn't ideal, but all we can really do is put our best foot forward and try to make the best of the situation. At least the semester hasn't been canceled, right? So you still have a chance to finish your stats course or your trig course this semester. So hang in there. I'm not going to make you read the textbook and teach yourself. I'm still here to guide you through the course. I'm still here to kind of help you learn the material as much as I can from a distance. So just hang in there. I believe in you 100%. I think we're going to be okay. And that's all I have to say. So I'm going to post this video. And then I'll start posting video lectures. I might start posting them tomorrow, actually. I know I said Wednesday, but I might start posting them tomorrow. Anyway, but I'll post the schedule. Just try to stay up to date with the schedule that I post when I repost your syllabi. And I will stay in communication with you to let you know how things progress. Okay. And now I have to awkwardly walk over and pause this. By the way, I'm not going to edit these videos. I do not have time for that. So, love you guys. We will talk to you later.